What if the most powerful tool for fighting depression isn't in a pharmacy, but in your daily routine? For years, we've been told that managing depression is all about medication or therapy. And while those are incredibly important tools for so many people, what if that's only half the story? What if the simple science-backed choices you make every day, from the moment you wake up to when you go to sleep, could build a powerful foundation for your mental health? In this video, we're going to lay out a roadmap for transforming your daily life to fight back against depression starting right now. Be sure to stay to the end as I reveal my favorite tip that helps you understand and defeat depression. If you're watching this, you or someone you care about probably knows the heavy, suffocating weight of depression. It's so much more than just sadness. It's a thief. It steals your energy, your motivation, your interest in the things you used to love, and your hope. Maybe you've tried different treatments, and for some, they work wonders. But for a lot of us, the path isn't that clear. Maybe the side effects were too much, or you felt like you were just getting by, not actually healing. It can feel like you're a passenger in your own life, just waiting for something outside of you to fix what's going on inside. That feeling of powerlessness is one of the most painful parts of the whole experience. But that's the very thing we're here to challenge. Science shows us again and again that the changes we make to our lifestyles, how we eat, how we move, and how we sleep aren't just nice to haves. They are powerful, effective strategies that can seriously reduce the symptoms of depression. This isn't about throwing away conventional treatment. It's about adding more proven tools to your toolbox. It's about realizing you have the power to influence your own brain chemistry and build a life that actively supports you. It's about taking the controls back. We start by rebuilding our foundation one pillar at a time. The first pillar is something we do multiple times a day, usually on autopilot: eating. But the food you eat isn't just for your body, it's the main fuel for your brain. Incredible research in a field called nutritional psychiatry has shown a super strong link between our gut and our brain. What you put in your gut directly impacts your mood, how you think, and your overall mental state. First, let's talk about what you add to your diet. Your top priority should be omega-3 fatty acids. These are the healthy fats that are basically building blocks for your brain cells. They're essential for the nerves and the neurotransmitters that manage your mood. You can find them in fatty fish like salmon and sardines, but also in walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds. Study after study has shown that diets rich in omega-3s can help keep your mood stable. Next up, micronutrients. It sounds complicated, but it just means eating a rainbow of whole foods. Think leafy greens, bright red bell peppers, and deep purple berries. These foods are packed with things like magnesium and B vitamins, which play a direct role in creating the very chemicals that regulate your mood. Being low in these key nutrients have been linked to feeling down and tired. A typical Western diet full of processed foods is often stripped of these vital nutrients and has been tied to a higher risk of depression. Be sure to click the subscribe, like, and notifications button for more videos like this one. Now, what should we try to cut back on? The two biggest culprits are refined sugars and ultra-processed foods. When you eat a sugary donut or a bag of chips, you get a quick blood sugar spike that feels good for a second, but it's always followed by a crash that can totally tank your mood and energy. Even more, These foods drive inflammation, and more evidence links chronic inflammation to depression. Some animal studies even suggest high-salt diets might contribute to depression-like symptoms, which is another great reason to cut back on high-sodium processed foods. The goal here isn't a perfect diet or strict calorie counting. That can actually make things worse. It's about consistently choosing foods that fuel your brain instead of working against it. I know that changing your diet can feel like a huge project, especially when your energy is at rock bottom. But please remember, every small change is a win. If you're finding this helpful and you want to keep learning how to take back control of your health, take a second to hit the subscribe button. It really does make a huge difference for the channel and helps us build a community where we can all support each other. Now let's get into our second pillar, which might just be the most powerful antidepressant there is. Here's the great paradox of depression. It robs you of the very energy you need to do the one thing that would give you more energy: exercise. When you're in the thick of it, just getting out of bed can feel like climbing a mountain. But the science here is crystal clear. Physical activity is a profoundly effective way to manage depression. In fact, some research suggests it can be just as effective as medication for some people, especially when it comes to preventing it from coming back. When you move, you set off a chain reaction of positive changes in your brain. You get more blood flow to the brain, which means more oxygen and nutrients. It boosts endorphins, those famous feel-good chemicals, but more importantly, it raises levels of key mood regulators like serotonin and dopamine. You're especially giving yourself a natural dose of the very brain chemicals that antidepressants often target. But what kind of exercise and how much? This is the best part. It's way more accessible than you think. You don't need to run a marathon. One review pointed out that simply getting 5,000 steps a day was linked to fewer symptoms of depression. That's just a 30 or 40-minute walk. The most important rule for mental health is to find a type of movement you can stand, or maybe even enjoy. Things like walking, yoga, or strength training have all been shown to be incredibly helpful. One study even found that strength training was particularly helpful for younger women, while yoga was great for older men. The key is to start small and treat it like an appointment you can't miss. Lay out your walking shoes the night before and put it in your calendar. And if you can, combine it with the power of nature. Spending time outdoors in green spaces has its own mood-boosting perks, a practice called ecotherapy. A walk in the park or a hike in the woods combines movement, sunlight, and nature, a powerful combination for mental well-being. The third pillar of our foundation is sleep. Sleep and depression are stuck in a terrible cycle. Depression can make it almost impossible to fall asleep or stay asleep, and not getting enough quality sleep makes the symptoms of depression so much worse. It messes with your judgment, lowers your emotional resilience, and just drains your energy. Making sleep a priority isn't a luxury. It's absolutely critical for recovery. The key to breaking this cycle is creating good sleep hygiene, a routine and an environment that tells your brain it's time to power down. The single most important rule is to keep a consistent schedule. Go to bed and wake up around the same time every single day, even on weekends. This regulates your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling rested. Next, you have to make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. It should be cool, dark, and quiet. Blackout curtains or a white noise machine can be total game changers. And this is a big one. Your bed is for sleep and intimacy only. No working, no eating, and no doom scrolling on your phone. You want your brain to have one powerful association: bed equals sleep. Finally, give yourself a digital sunset. The blue light from our phones and screens is a major disruptor of melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's sleepy time. Make it a hard rule: all screens away at least an hour before bed. Instead of scrolling, use that time to do something relaxing. Read a real book, listen to calm music, do some light stretching, or take a warm bath. You can't expect your brain to go from 100 miles an hour to a dead stop the second your head hits the pillow. Once you start getting a handle on your diet, exercise, and sleep, you can begin to weave in other powerful habits that make that foundation even stronger. First, actively fight the isolation that depression thrives on by seeking out real social connection. Depression will whisper in your ear to stay home and avoid people. You have to do the opposite. Schedule a weekly call with a friend. Join a club or a group that shares one of your interests. Even volunteering can give you a deep sense of purpose and community, pulling you out of your own head and into helping others. Second, practice a little mindfulness. This doesn't mean you have to meditate on a cushion for an hour. Mindfulness is just the simple act of paying attention to right now without judging it. You can practice by taking 5 slow, deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed. Or go for a mindful walk where you just focus on the feeling of your feet on the ground. These small moments help you step back from the storm of negative thoughts and realize that you are not your thoughts. Third, think about journaling. Depression can feel like a tangled mess of chaotic thoughts. Getting them out of your head and onto paper can be amazing clarity. It helps you spot negative thought patterns and start to challenge them. It's a way to process what you're feeling in a safe, private space with zero judgment. You've probably heard about supplements like St. John's wort, lavender, or saffron for depression. While some studies do show they might help, it is absolutely crucial to understand that the supplement industry is not regulated like medicines are. The quality and dose can be all over the place, and they can have dangerous interactions with other medications, especially antidepressants. Never start taking any supplement for depression without talking to your doctor first to make sure it's safe and right for you. Now, my favorite tip for understanding it all. Depression is being stuck in the past. Anxiety is being stuck in the future. When I learned to live in the present moment, things really started to change. I can't change the past or future, so why am I worrying about it? Practicing some type of meditation or breathing exercise is a game changer. When I'm in the moment, no depression, no anxiety. Defeating depression naturally isn't about finding one magic bullet. It's about making a conscious daily choice to build a lifestyle that supports your mind, body, and spirit. It's about fueling your brain with real food, moving your body to create your own mood boosters, protecting your sleep to rebuild your resilience, and intentionally connecting with the world. Every healthy meal, every walk around the block, every good night's sleep is a declaration. It's you saying that you are not passive in your own recovery. You are the one building your own well-being. This journey takes time, patience, and a whole lot of self-compassion. But know this, you're not alone, and you have far more power to influence your own healing than you may have ever been led to believe. Disclaimer: the information provided regarding health benefits is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional before starting any new health regimen, treatment, or if you have any questions regarding a medical condition. Individual results may vary, and the effectiveness of health benefits can differ based on personal circumstances. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. If this guide resonated with you and you want to learn more practical steps you can take, you might want to check out our other videos on mental health. Thank you so much for being here and for investing this time in yourself. You have what it takes, and you're enough.